Morning, everyone, slash afternoon. My name is Linnea Helm. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm a PhD candidate in Civil Society and Community Studies in the School of Human Ecology. And I'm really excited to share with you all a bit about the project that was funded by the 4W initiative. It's colloquially titled the GameChangers Evaluation Project, but it's a larger investigation of youth leadership, specifically in the realm of sexual violence prevention. And I'm working with the Rape Crisis Center of Dane County, with the RCC Sexual Violence Resource Center. They're based here in Madison, but serve the entire county. I've been working with them for the last 4 years on a variety of different projects. But this Game Changers evaluation project was started out of a conversation with the executive director and some of the assistant directors about a need for evaluative data about their youth-led prevention program. And so this project came to be through mutual understanding and co-creation, which has been a really exciting process. And I'm happy to share more about that later, but let's get into the project and what it's looking like right now. So over the last year-ish, year and a half, we've been doing the planning for this project, setting up kind of the framework, looking at participatory frameworks of evaluation, and kind of deciding what are our primary questions we want to get information on, and what's the larger goals for this project. So that's already been taking place. And then beginning of this year, we started data collection. So we did interviews and surveys with their youth members. So both current members of this youth program and then alumni of this program. Now, a little bit of background about Game Changers. It is a paid initiative within the RCC where young people who are high school students get to come together, learn about rape culture, learn about gender-based violence, learn about sexual violence, and work together to create initiatives in their schools and in larger Madison/Dane County community to address violence as they see it. And that can be in the realm of education programs, different outreach initiatives, art shows, podcasts. I mean, a variety of projects that these students undertake over their year. And students are paid a livable wage for their time and their commitment. And so we really wanted to investigate, how does that investment in young people, not only that financial investment, but investment in their education and their time, how does it benefit them? And so a lot of our questions in the data collection phase are around that impact. And so we just finished phase 1, and we have 3 phases to go. We are currently in the data analysis phase, so we have wrapped up phase 1, and then phase 2 and phase 3 will be coming on later this year. So next slide, Perna. So phase 1, as I said, started in the beginning of this year, January. We had 14 youth experts participate. So we had 12 alumni of the Game Changers program and 2 current members. Some interesting things I've noticed is that most of the participants were in the program for at least 2 years. So they have really incredible longevity amongst their members. Students come back year after year to participate. Several of the people I spoke with were in all 4 years of high school, which is pretty spectacular, I think. Each interview was about 55 minutes in total, and then each interviewee participant completed a short survey that addressed some validated measures about social connectedness, feelings of belonging, critical consciousness. And then we had some co-created measures that I developed with the RCC to address some questions that they had specifically around advocacy preparedness, like, are students leaving the program prepared to support others who are going through crisis, who are survivors, and then thinking about developing that activist mentality. So I'm really looking forward to diving into the survey results, and I've already begun reading through all the different transcripts in this really exciting phase. Next slide, please. Oh, so now we're in analysis. This will be through the end of the semester. I'm working analysis with my graduate chair, Dr. Dodge Francis, who is the chair of our Civil Society and Community Studies department. We are using a critical youth empowerment model to look at those 6 tenets that support critical youth development. among young people. And that's going to be our like coding tool that we're using to analyze the interview transcripts. We're using Braun and Clark's semantic analysis guide, and it's been really fun to interview, to not only interview, but to look through these transcripts. And it feels really personal and intimate to be able to be not only the facilitator of those interviews, but to be able to look at the data. The hope of these transcripts is to be able to really show the partner, the RCC, their impact in a very visual way, and so that they can use it to keep garnering funds for their organization. For the surveys, we're doing mostly descriptives because it's such a small sample, maybe looking at correlations, but we're going to be doing some data visualization in phase 2 that I'll talk about next. So in phase 2, we're going to be hosting 3 to 4 hour in-person workshops with the same 14 students that I interviewed. These workshops are going to be very hands-on and creative, and looking at here are like the themes from the interviews, here's the findings from the surveys, and how do these two things speak together? How did they answer the overarching evaluation question about impact? And I'm using some participatory activities. I'm really excited about this phase, and we're going to have food and, of course, compensation for each person who attends. I don't expect that all the 14 will attend all of these, but to have a good group of like 5 to 7 would be ideal. So we're just now getting some dates on the calendar for this phase, and that will take place in May. This summer, I plan to really focus on the dissertation writing, as we will have the bulk of analysis and methods and all that stuff completed. And so I will be preparing 2 manuscripts at least, potentially 3. I have a lot to say generally. And so looking forward to really working on the writing of this and really making it accessible, not only for the partner, but to involve some young people in the writing of these manuscripts, including the review. And so that's my plan for the summer, and then preparing for phase 3, which I'll talk about next. Phase 3 is where we're going to be bringing all the findings after phase 2 to develop some deliverables for the RCC. These could look like anything from executive reports, executive summaries, to more public-oriented items like pamphlets, videos, infographics that the RCC can use to garner support and interest among incoming students. And these workshops will also be in person, held in Madison, and food and refreshments and compensation will be provided. And that is all I have for you. That's about my time. Look forward to your comments and your questions. Thank you.
Thank you. It's really exciting to see young people having a voice and being just so integrally involved in the work. And I'm wondering, because you mentioned a couple of times just how special it is to read the interviews, could you share a few insights or highlights of what you're hearing from them, or just to raise their voices a bit? I know it's early to do that; it's asking a lot, but we'd love to hear just a few insights from the young people.
Absolutely. A lot of what's coming up among students is feelings of belonging. I think a lot of the students who are in this program are LGBTQ, students of color, students with disabilities. This is a group that's really drawn from those who are most marginalized in schools specifically. And so what I'm seeing is that this Game Changers space is a space where they really get to be their most authentic selves and find community with students who are from not only their own high school, but from other high schools in the county. And so lots of commentary about feeling like they belong, feeling like they can really come as they are and just be young people. It's a space for them to process all the crises that are going on in their worlds in a way that's like mediated and moderated and not so stigmatized. Like they're having these conversations about sexuality, about women's rights, about gender issues that they aren't having in schools. And so they're really seeing that this space is adding on to what other spaces can't provide for them. So I think those are 2 really exciting highlights that I'm excited to write up more about.
Thank you.